Hello there, and welcome to another show, the Knots Landing Aftershow. I'm James Lott Jr. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this show. You're making this show a nice little hit for me on my network, JLJ Media. So wherever you find this, if it's on YouTube or it's on a streaming service audio, make sure you hit the follow button or subscribe button and like it, comment, rate it. Tell me if you think it's 1 star, 5 stars. I don't know. I try my best to do these little bits of information and history and feeling, because I watched this whole series live when it happened and later watched it. I have season 1 on DVD somewhere, and also this morning I was watching clips. Oh my god, on YouTube! You can go down the whole rabbit hole. Thank you to the folks who post this stuff. I love it. And you can go down the YouTube rabbit hole all day about Knots Landing. But thank you for watching, listening to this show and my other shows, the Dallas After Show, the Falcon Crest After Show, and the Colby's After Show. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a lot of fun. It's been fun going down memory lane and remembering my feelings as long as what happens. Because a lot of folks just post pictures of post the videos, like what happened. But a lot of us like to talk about how we felt when we saw this and how it feels to see it again. And all of you in the Facebook groups have been so wonderful. And shout outs to Knots Landing Chronicles. And you guys are all just so wonderful. And we get to share our experiences. That's what TV is, right? We were all sitting there at TV, many of us at the time, and watching it. I will have guest people coming on. I'm working on that right now for certain subjects. So that'll be something coming up. But this episode, I just want to talk about, because I was just thinking about how good I remember watching these episodes and how good it was. What a revelation Donna Mills was. Olivia's drug problem. Tanya Crow, again, played the bratty, troubled teen perfectly. She was on the show for 10 years. She was so good. I wish I saw more of her. I don't know what she's doing these days, but I wish if I could find her, I want her to come on the show because I'm a huge fan, and I was back then of her character. Brian Austin Green, pre 90210, played little Brian. And so people don't forget that. He figures into the storyline. Abby's mother. This storyline also reminds us that Abby, even though she was glamorous at the time, I had no problem with that, she completely came from humble beginnings. I mean, she came from blue collar beginnings with her brother Sid. She was not with a silver spoon in her mouth. She made her money. Yeah, she lied and schemed away for half of it, but she did make a way for herself, become a businesswoman. And so these little moments we saw of her getting down home and in the trenches of trying to save her daughter from the drug addiction. Abby she wasn't hooked on drugs. She was an alcoholic. She never had any of that stuff happen to her. She was always kind of in control, right? And when things got out of control, she worked her way out of it. I mean, Abby was one of those characters who, she did the right thing several times. Sometimes almost the self-serving ends. And another episode will talk about that, because I want to talk about like Val's babies. There's a whole part of Abby's part that's really interesting of that storyline. But on this one, it was purely a mother worried about her children, especially her daughter. I love how Lily Mae was part of the storyline, because Olivia got close to Gary, which happens when Abby and Gary got married. She got close to him, and then the whole CJ thing happened, and Olivia saw that, and that just made her run off. They stayed close, throughout the seasons, but she started spiraling out of control, as many teenagers do when you have effed up parents. I always say with my brother and I talk about how we always wonder how these kids will turn out when all their parents' drama. We're seeing all that. That's the fun part. If the shows stay on long enough, you can see how the kids react to it. And that's what happened on Knots Landing. She fell in love with older men, and Olivia went through all kinds of the stuff that goes through on soap opera for a teen girl. She liked Peter Hollister. That was on that whole storyline. Oh my goodness, there's a whole thing with that. And Paige, and there's so many people involved. But I just remember those scenes. You all know what I'm talking about. Those scenes in the bathroom where she's trying. Oh my god, it's. I was watching it again this morning. I mentioned right back to watching. Well, I was like, am I really watching this on TV? There's that scene where Abby is trying. When she has a hammer, and I think she really is hammering that door. I looked talk to her one day too. She really is hammering that door to get in, as Louis trying to flush down the drugs. But I mean, she's hammering for a while. Like the camera's still there. She's hammering, and Brian comes out. He's like, "Mom, what are you doing?" She's like, "Go to bed. Let's go." But she's like hammering that door. And then when she had to take out the hinges of the door, I think she really did that. It looked like she really. I'm sure he set it up, whatever. But it looks like she really did that. Again, so it's attention to detail that back in the day, because you guys know this now, everything's so fast, quick and fast and quick and quick, quick and fast in a hurry. Back then, they took time. There would be silences. There would be longer scenes, longer arcs. It's just that nowadays we're just not there anymore. Everything is so quick. Back then it was, we had this stuff. So anyway, those scenes where she comes in there and she just is like, and I mean, just mascara running. Abby always had her eyeshadow on, so. But then when when Olivia gets involved, the wrong people, and enlists Brian, her younger brother, oh my God, to deliver, and didn't happen. They beat him up. Oh my, I mean, Abby was pissed. And then Olivia, Tanya Crow showed she was really heartbroken when her brother got hurt. And when she runs outside and grabs the rest of her, just gives her all these, just here it is. I mean, it was just I just remember those scenes were so powerful. And, for a soap opera, kind of realistic. It was just like, you're doing drugs, here's the intervention, and now go off to rehab. It was like she was in it. And Olivia had a smart mouth and was going off on her. And Abby was like, nope, no, bitch. You are not blaming this on me. You're not doing this. But then on some of you think as an audience, you go, well, she probably learned some of this from you. Kids are sponges. She learned the drug thing from her, but she learned about the lying and scheming. I mean, it's kids see everything you do, right? Any parents out there, this. That's where some people, my kids, they have their kids, be careful what you do. Kids absorb everything. They know what's going on. So it was just a great thing. But I was like watching these scenes going, God bless America. Abby, excuse me, said I'm saying Abby, Donna Mills, Tanya Crow, Julie Harris as Lily Mae, all of them should have Emmy nominations and award. I mean, it was such a great storyline. And that's what Knots Landing did. Knots Landing would infuse real life stuff in the middle of some of the more whimsical drama things. And this is all part, and see, Olivia was also part, and see, they did her character right. I understand when it came to the kids, Diana was good for a while when she was on. Claudia Luna was good. I said, and in the past it was like Eric and Michael wasn't so keen with them. But I'm telling you, when it came to Olivia, they gave her the great storylines, and she just fit right on in. And I think this is one of those examples because she was part of the whole Peter Hollister thing, and she was looking at the page, and there's all kinds of things that were going. She was part of a bunch of stuff. Always was. Now Brian didn't give much of a storyline; he was young, but she did. So again, I just think it was they did a great job, and such a great actress, and maybe miss Knots Landing. I miss watching it on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. That's what I say here in LA. So I used to come on CBS, and I stay up late to watch it. And remember, soaps were on late. I remember Dynasty was on at 10 p.m. on Wednesdays. It was Dallas that came on at 9 on Friday. Because Falcon Crest was 10 also on Fridays. Like I didn't realize. I never really thought about that until just now. How late the primetime soaps were on. Well, late. That's kind of crazy. All right. I'm James Lott Jr. Thanks for going down memory lane with me. Tell me what you feel about those scenes too, and how wonderful they were. Anything you remember? One of the best storylines I think of the series, of the 14-year series. But I got other storylines I want to get to. I will get to them. I think I'm bringing a guest on for one of them. We're gonna work it out. Subscribe, like, follow, comment, rate. I'm James Lott Jr. See you next time.